My name is Ariori. I want to respond to Commissioner of Lagos in Lagos State, Jimoh Moshood. He went to Owode Onirin last Friday, and he did a press conference where he called me a land grabber, and I just want the whole world to know that I'm not a land grabber. It was his office that did the execution of the judgment. All the documents are here. Did the judgment. We also have the form O. We have the letter we wrote to the IG for the execution of the judgment, and the IG approved that the CP of Lagos should go and do the execution. As at that time, the IG approved our request for police to carry on the execution at Owode Onirin, my 13. It was the same president of AIG Zone 2 that was CP then. When I submitted my letter, the CP advised me to go back to court to revalidate the judgment, which I did. Savage, am I correct? Was the one, Justice Savage. At the end of the day, we get the ruling. He mandated CP of Lagos, Attorney General, Task Force, and Belief. We have all the documents here to go and execute the judgment, which we did. It was the office of the same CP that did the execution. I don't know the reason why the CP is calling me a land grabber. The incident that happened in Owode Onirin, I was not there at all. I have the video and all the documents that shows that I was not at the incident. I was surprised when the CP telling people to be lying against me that I was there. If they have the proof, let them show it. I've submitted all my documents at Kwanti. The day of the incident, I just saw my name that CP declared me wanted. Nobody called me, nobody invited me. They have arrested all my policemen. On that same day, one was macheted. Then they took, it was the same Owode Onirin DPO that took that one to the general hospital. At that same general hospital, they said Owode people are there, that the life of one of the policemen is not safe. It's at that general hospital they look for Uber that took that same police to my house. I was not in the house. It was my wife who took the policeman to the hospital. My lawyer is aware. So that to show I'm not at the scene. Then when that incident happened, I was here. I have the video that show where I was on that day. I've submitted it to Kwanti. So they took all my policemen to Abuja. When I heard that they are taking them to Abuja, it was me and my lawyer. Then we moved down to Abuja. Abuja said they are not looking for me. They are not the one who declared me wanted. That the only word the IG said, whether I have the approval of the police, which I gave to them. This is my approval. Yes. Do they have judgment? I submitted my judgment. So they said I should go back to Lagos it is CP that declared me wanted. And when I came back to Lagos, I submitted myself to the CP with my lawyers. Then he called Kwanti to come and take me. Then we went to Kwanti. Thank God, he mentioned in his press conference that they detained me for several weeks. The DPP asked him to bring the case file. Up to now, the Moshood CP of Commissioner of Police have not submitted the case file. Then my lawyer went to court to fight for fundamental human rights. We got the judgment. Up to now, he refused to honor it. They only released me when I collapsed inside the cell. And we submitted the court at my bail condition. We submitted the court order to them. He refused to collect it, but we sent it to his WhatsApp. Even when the DPP, we have the letter here. The DPP wrote him 3 times. You can show our own letter too. We sent to the DPP. We have everything here. The fence in Owode Onirin, they have demolished it more than 5 times. The day of the incident, I was not at the scene. It was the carpenter that called me. Say, Oga, something is happening in Owode Onirin. They have surrounded my policemen. Oh. They want to kill the policemen. Immediately, I call the DPO in Owode Onirin. Say, Oga, see what is happening. He said, don't worry, I will send my men to the place so that I can save the life of those policemen. I said, thank you, sir. After 30 minutes, the same carpenter called me. Say they have vandalized the car, the pickup those police come with. That the life of those police are not safe. That they want to kill them. Say they are running as he talking to me. The police did not have even chance to call me. It was that carpenter that always called me. And I pick my call again. I call the DPO. I said, DPO, I'm on my way. DPO said, I should not try it. I should not come. As at that time, I was in Mushi carrying ties, because when I was about to go, my car in the same place here, I saw my brother who want to sell one of his truck outside here, and I came down. I played with them. Then I said, let me start going to Owode Onirin. We start the car. It brought out smoke inside the engine, and I asked them to go and bring another truck from the house. I love Ford. I have 3 Ford. Then I was expecting them to bring the small one, but they come with big one. And I said, okay, let me use the opportunity to go and bring the ties from Mushi. I decided not to go to Owode Onirin again. It was when I was where I want to carry the ties, I was hearing all this news. Then with the ties, I had to go to San Awoshika office. The video and everything, we have it that same day. I went to Awoshika office. I was there. From the Awoshika office, I was hearing a lot of news. What happened? Thank God, Awoshika is aware of it. So, after the local government chairman demolish all this my fence, do everything, he encouraged the Owode Onirin to go and park their cars, so that I will not be able to do any work on that land. They park all their cars there. It was during that time our governor Sanwo-Olu invited both me and Agboyike too. His name is Mayor Dele. Invited all of us. Akite Oki was there. We get to say he have CFO of 26 point something hectares. The governor now said this man has judgment. How can you say you have CFO on somebody that have a judgment? That Attorney General, I hand over this case to you, go and settle both of them. We all left. Then later, we have all the letter here. Attorney General call for the meeting. Both me and Agboike too, both his lawyer and my own lawyer, the meeting took us for 7 hours. He insisted he want to share that my 4.6 acres with me 50-50. The Attorney General said it's not possible. After how many arguments, they went on recess. I was not part of it. But later, they all came out. And Attorney General said something. You cannot build on nothing. The foundation is not good. The house cannot stand. But this is what I will say. I cannot be repeating everything. There's a lot of things I cannot say here. He now said, Biodun, you people should share it 60-40. From 4.6 hectares, you take 60, give the local government 40. Go and do your fence. It was when I'm about to start doing my fence. I've already completed the fence. Only remain to cut the 40%. That is where the Owode people started stopping me. As at that time, they have engaged Sam Falano for this matter. Then when they park the cars everywhere, I went to last month. Then it was that day the last man towed all the cars out of that place. And you know, Oga Falano now, he has started making call, blah blah, fighting for them. And I say, Falano is a human being now. Let me go and meet him. I went to go and meet Oga Falano with my judgment, with all my documents. Immediately he see the judgment in my presence. He called them. He said, so you people come here to come and lie here that this man did not have judgment. He's here with his judgment. Don't ever return your car back to that place. If you return it, if they tow it again, I will not fight for you. That is the reason. If you still go there now, you will not see any of their car under my land that cover 4.6 acres. So I'm surprised if somebody can now be calling me a land grabber when I have all the evidences to the extent a OCP saying that it's from Ilorin, that I will fight for Ilorin people, that the people in Owode Onirin they are from Ilorin. We have all the evidences for the press conference he did. To the extent they arrested my policemen to Abuja, and Abuja DIG have tried them and exonerate them. The same CP still brought these people to Lagos. As I'm talking to you, he recommend that they should be dismissed. That's the news I hear yesterday.
They tried them second time.
That's the second time. He now asked them to remove. That they have not tried them in Abuja. They should have the CP. I don't know what is really happening. They should have the CP. Now they have already tried them in Abuja. If CP does not have personal interest, why is he still trying them? And he's putting all these things on the head of the IG. That I am not a land grabber. It was the same office of Commissioner of Police that did the execution of Owode Onirin, and the land belonged to Olowu family. So I have all my documents. I've been using police. If we cannot use police, the commissioner wants us to be using talk. If they are not saying I don't have the right, I've been using police 2017. I never, in my history, you will never see where I use talk. I only believe in law. To assign police to myself, they should ask the commissioner of police. I want to know whether we have state police. If a OCP can say I engage the police from Nasarawa, and the same police did not know that Mopo 20 are among them. If he did a thorough investigation, you should know that we have two police from Mopo 20, but it's because it doesn't go through. Even the day he invited me, the OCP was sleeping. The whole people that are invited, they were sleeping. It's rare. If it's our CP go through document, you should know that I did not do anything illegal in that place.
You don't address the issue of the allegation that several people were killed on that.
I was not aware because I was not at the site. It was, if it is only when I'm there, I will know whether it happened or not. I don't know. I will not say what I don't know. And if it happened, I was not there. I will not say what I don't know. Are they not human beings? I don't know.
The issues that pertain this matter was in August. Everything about the August 27th, 2025 was when the allegations came that my client Hakeem Abiodun Ariori is a land grabber. He killed people at Owode and he operates with illegal policemen. And the reason why I had to go back to the time is that between August and now, we reckon that August has gone, September, October, November, December, this is January. So if we have left the space for the CP to make comments, I would expect that as a public officer, he would give information that would lead the public and not distort information or misrepresent information. So, but today I can say confidently, not just from oral assertions, but on the basis of documents, because that whatever the CP has been telling the public can be faulted on documents. Number one, is he a land grabber? Indeed, he was not invited. He was not invited. No, he was not given an invitation, a written invitation. What the CP did should also at least give an insight into the world that somehow the way he started the journey, the pedestal was biased. He was not clean. The rule is that when you have an allegation of crime against any person under our law, it does not terminate the constitutional right of that person to be treated in a civilized manner. You give him every opportunity to present his case, his defense. You create an enabling environment. But in this case, where what the CP did was he went on TVC and then declared him wanted. To me, that is not what our law intends. For you to declare a person wanted, then it means you would have been looking for the person. Somebody, you have his phone number, you have his information, you have every details about him. You did not issue an official invitation. So that's faulty pedestal, because every house is built on a foundation. That foundation gives an insight into where the CP is navigating, that the journey is not a good one. But I want to say that because we are civilized, I related with the PPRO, and then I also had the opportunity to meet the CP to ask, why did you have to go this course of just merely coming to the public space to say land grabber, this killer and all that, and then he's declared wanted by the police? Because such a thing, apart from being uncivilized, can also create some insecurity for the person that you intend to. Because the reason why the CP should also be interested in him being alive to come out and tell the story. That's why you should give an enabling environment for any person that has been accused of crime to come and give his own side of the story. That was not given to us. So it's like they brought him in a situation. Ordinarily, when they say you killed somebody, you're a land grabber, you naturally will be afraid. In advanced societies, the police, they don't operate this way. So I'm expecting that there will be a change. So now what happened? When we received that news, I had to we had to look for every way to balance him psychologically, because it's obvious that the CP had already, given a kind of decision. It was a decision. He has already adjudged him guilty. Land grabber, killer. You don't just make such pronouncements without giving the person the opportunity to come and explain himself. So that opportunity, so we had to calm him down. So I went there, told him that give us a date and a time, we'll bring him, and that was exactly what we did. So we started going to the CP. We went to the CP's office. The same day he came, I don't want to go into details. The only thing was that I saw that he said his interest was in investigating. I said, well, if you're interested, me, I'm also interested. So the preliminaries was for the issue of land grabbing that very day, because one thing about an allegation is that if you have evidence that would prove that you are not a land grabber, the prosecution, let us call that person the CP, should be interested in that evidence, because evidence must flow from both the person that is accusing and the defendant. Are you with me? To tell their story. So let us agree that they have done their own. Now to the issue that he is a land grabber, I reminded the CP that for you to allege somebody is a land grabber, then you have to establish that he has used force, illegal means, to take over land. There must be the use of force. There must be illegality involved. You can use forged documents. All these fraudulent actions that relate to taking over land from somebody by force constitutes land grabbing. Now, if you say somebody wants to take over something by force, most times they do it clandestinely, secretly, in a mischievous manner, in a way to make sure that the person that they want to take the land from will not know. But I now told the CP, I said everything that Prosperous Ariori, because he is the CEO of Prosperous Ariori Golden Ventures Limited, that is the company that has the power of attorney. The power of attorney that was donated to him was donated both to himself and his company. And then he started relating with the owners of the land way back 2020. That power of attorney was donated, I think, around 2022. So he did not just jump into the land. We had to understand the terrain. What exactly are we to do? And what did we do on account of the information we had from the landowners? They told us that they had judgments. We went to courts, various courts. We have judgments, various judgments of the High Court. Justice Emeya, the Onirin, that very stretch. That's the place they bought the land. So they were there, and when trespassers came, they knew, and then took the trespassers to court. So, and then the suit that went in court, from all the suits, if you see judgments of court, all the suits representing that judgment, I mentioned the land. This is the document. For this document, you see that the survey plan is a 1977 survey showing that expanse of land. And he got this document. We went to the Surveyor General to do verification. Like I said, this relationship was started around 2020. It was after we had done our due diligence with verifying that the owners are indeed the owners, both with the courts. We applied for relevant, to the court to verify if these files on these cases actually exist, up to the Court of Appeal, High Court Ikeja, different courts, Lagos. Police, there are instances where police were even sued, and if you go to Alausa to check it, to verify from the Surveyor General, you know that it exists. If the Owode traders are saying that they came there around 1979, that means that if we had a survey over a land for 77, you know what that means? It means that our rights was first in time before they got there. We were already established. That was why we could even sue the government, the Shomo local government and all. If you look at these decisions, this is Form O. Okay? When you go to court and you prove your case, all you need to do is to, because the judgment of the court will not enforce itself. It doesn't speak. The way you activate a decision of the court is by way of enforcement. So we went to and the necessary, you have to comply with the provisions of the Sheriffs and Civil Processes Act. So every agency, institution that is involved, that wants to give a support service to whatever you are doing relative to a judgment, because the effect of a judgment is that it takes away the right from somebody and vests it on another person. In the course of the matter, the court that will be determining the matter will be determining the rights of the parties. So it is on the basis of the evidence that you give and the documents that you use to support your case that gives you rights of ownership. So we became vested owners by virtue of the documents I have already mentioned. High Court decisions, Court of Appeal decisions. Like I said, at the level of enforcement, you apply for enforcement of the judgment. When you apply, then all the various units that are in the courts, they will have to confirm that even this judgment is a valid judgment. And at the end of the day, because under the law, if you read the Police Act is saying that the police, apart from having responsibility for investigating and detecting crime, also have responsibility for the due enforcement of laws and regulations. A court decision is a law, and it's a law that must be abided. Once you have a judicial pronouncement, it becomes a law that settles the right of somebody, and it is that right a police officer will not question. I don't know whether the CP was not awake when his office was written. Letters were written to the office of the CP concerning the various judgments, not even the judgment of Justice Savage. Okay, when you say the office of the CP is an office, barrack go, no, soldier go, soldier come, barracks remain. His predecessors, good or bad, it remains a valid and subsisting judgment or order. Even if a judge decides to use the Yoruba language to speak, it remains a valid judgment until it is set aside or unturned on appeal. The judgment was a valid, subsisting judgment for the years that I've mentioned. So all the family needed to do, there was no issue about ownership of that portion again, ownership of this portion. And I also want you people to know that for the purpose of enforcement, after they did verification, you can go to the sheriff section of the High Court of Lagos State. Your verification will show that in 2019, when enforcement was done, there were officers of the court that went there. Ariori did not know them as at that time. Do you know them? If I said that we met them in 2020 and we got powers of attorney executed in 2022, that means that in 2019 we did not know anybody from that angle, from the court. So we have names of those that endorsed the warrants, that they went there and they put back the person in possession. And for them to do that, the law requires that they would even write the police, so that there will be police presence to give assistance, so that people will not take, people can be aggrieved. Even if you, a minor landlord and tenant matter, you want to just simply enforce judgment, the tenant that want to resist, fighting might start. So when you have the sheriff, then you also have the police. So agencies of government will be on ground, having the powers to carry out enforcement. Now, on the documents we have, which is at the court, verifiable, we have people like Akonde Kazim, we have Ajibade, they just finish and go home. Like I said, soldier go, soldier gone, barracks remain. It is the taxpayers' money that will be used. So most public officers, they should be very careful the way they make utterances. Every utterance must be based on evidence. The IG should call the CP and ask him, what is the basis? Did you see this judgment? Did you see this? Because even the laws, there are plethora of cases where the courts have cautioned that the police should be wary, except you have a matter that has elements of crime. You should be wary. Now, if you now decide to, the way it happened, because I have evidences I would avail you of injuries that police officers that were on duty sustained. We have policemen. They were mobile policemen, but they were not brought from Nasarawa or from any other place. And I want to say that Nasarawa is Nasarawa in Niger. Nasarawa is not in Niger. Nasarawa is in Nigeria. Okay, and it is the law that governs Nigeria. They call it Nigerian Police Act. So if there is a false act as well, the council chairman of Ebedimu came to say, I know this man. He listened to me. The CP did not honor that. Are you with me? So when we tried moral suasion, and that one too is also being misconstrued. They said they tried to dash me land, they tried to dash me this. If somebody is trying to get out of a place and with all these facts on ground, would you not look for, even if he's begging you because he has already called even government officers, trying every means, you don't want to allow him. Now, and there was nothing like that. So there was nothing like bribing him with, because there was no, he didn't give any access or anything. He said he wants to do, and he was not. I kept sending him messages that this job you say you are doing, you're not doing it. Then I also now started reminding myself that the ultimate authority behind every criminal matter is the office of the Attorney General, the Ministry of Justice, and the Directorate of Public Prosecution. So since it's like he has already adjudged him, we needed to approach the office of the Attorney General to say a citizen is in detention without any lawful reason. There was no court order reminding him, and the investigation was not, there was no progress being made. It was obvious that it was just to pull. So the Attorney General now wrote. There are letters that the Attorney General wrote. In those letters, you see that they were even trying to remind the CP that we have written you before. You should endeavor to forward letters to us so that we forward the duplicate case file to us. Because at that level, when the complainants have made statements, then the accused person or the defendant or respondent has made statement, the DPP will now use the law, because he's the custodian of the law. He will evaluate the law with the facts. So the CP's office is, every police formation in Nigeria is subject to the, even EFCC, all of them, they are subject to the direction of the Attorney General. If the Attorney General says, this journey you are embarking on, don't continue, stop. But the CP from this letter shows that he's not even willing to have reference to that. Then the thing is this: to arraign him, his decision to take him to court at all costs, his decision to say he's a killer, his decision, how can he be justified? They will recall him. Now that recall is very salient. Nigerian public should be interested in the recall. Sir, with all due respect, CP has been moving around freely since August 2023. This man has not been on the land that they have spent and done enforcement on, with people's money, investors' money at stake on that property, and there is no contrary judgment saying that he should not be on that land. But the CP went there, and you know that once judgment has been taken, he needs the consent of the owner to enter the land. He was very happy to carry the traders into that market. I believe that above all, law has gone beyond punishment, assuming without conceding that Ariori committed an offense. The laws of Nigeria has gone beyond punishment. The law is more interested in reformation. Are you getting my point? And restoration than punishment. So if what is going on, and that is why the police duty to make peace amongst disputing factions is sacrosanct. I'm not calling this, we did not call this a press conference to humiliate or harass anybody. We are calling on this, the Nigerian public, to know that the essence of this press conference is to give them detailed information about what is going on. And not just for them to hear about it, but for them begin to ask CP questions and be calling for documents that will clear their eyes. The CP should come to the public and show them documents. I know he has the power of speech, public speaking, but let him use documents to support his conclusions. And you know, the law is not speculative. And one thing about law is that if there is any doubt in a matter, it will mean that you are just pursuing the person you are pursuing unlawfully. So I'm saying that today being the third day of February, we have given the CP ample opportunity to confirm things rightly. I have sent several messages to him cautioning him of the constitutional implications of hauling a person to court without the requisite evidence. I have several messages. I will show you that it is unlawful. We have judgment of the High Court from Justice Lawal. That was what brought him out of detention. That's why he could have his freedom. So I'm now saying that I'm now placing Akeem Abiodun Ariori in the hands of Nigerians. People should ask questions every day. As we are here, even having this meeting, I feel that if we don't say the right things, we are not safe. But if we have said the right things, our freedom should continue. Nobody should disturb our freedom. Nobody should disturb his life or disturb his family life.